start with a welcome to the American Heart Association's Cooking with Heart with Jan Diatri for Active Adults, brought to you by Aetna Medicare Solutions. My name is Corinne Kleinschmidt, and I'm the Vice President of Health here for the Greater Phoenix American Heart Association. We're excited to bring this digital experience to you via Zoom, and happy to see so many people are able to log on today and to participate and to be a part of this session. Open up your chat box and type in the answer to this question. What is your favorite dish to make at home? And this is for everyone to participate. Karen likes to make macaroni and cheese. I really like to eat macaroni and cheese.
Of course.
Martha, meatloaf. Oh my gosh, that was my favorite recipe.
Yep.
Too many. Oh, enchiladas. I had enchiladas this week. Oh, so good. Salads, nice healthy option. Soups. As I say, my husband and I have been doing a lot lately with the Instant Pot and making some exciting chili dishes and such. And roasted potatoes. Thank you, Lisa. All right. Oh, lasagna. Awesome. Great answer, you guys. Thank you so much for participating, for sharing, and that's how you use the chat box. So as we're going today, if you want to add any comments, if you want to say any thank yous, ask any questions, just please really, so some of them are not receiving all the answers. So you have to click all panelists and attendees. I was gonna say, that's true. I don't wanna make lasagna, but I do love to eat it, so thank you. As we get started, I do wanna give special thanks to our sponsor, Aetna Medicare Solutions, for making this event possible. Aetna is a champion of heart health and seniors, and we're so excited to collaborate on this important initiative. To share a few words now about Aetna Medicare Solutions and to introduce us to our chef, I'd like to present Maureen Zurcher.
Hi, thank you so much, Corinne. It's really our pleasure to support this cooking series and bring these heart-healthy cooking tips to you. But before I proceed, I just want to give you a little information about myself. Again, my name is Maureen Zurcher. I'm the local Arizona field sales representative here in Arizona. And right now we're offering Medicare 101 educational events. And basically it just teaches you the basics of Medicare. And I'd really love for you to join me. And if you'd like to, you can just email me at my email there on the screen, zurcherm@aetna.com. And I also have it in the chat box as well. But we have an exciting program for you today. We'll learn how to make a great holiday dish, the Rosemary Balsamic Roasted Vegetables, as well as general tips for eating healthier around the holidays. Eating healthy starts with healthy food choices. You don't need to be a chef to create nutritious meals. Heart-healthy meals your family will love. But lucky for us, we do have a chef, and I'd love to welcome Chef Jan Diatri. Jan is an Emmy-winning household name here in Phoenix for both her 40-year career in television and her culinary endeavors, such as her cookbooks. So we're so happy to have you here today, Jan.
Thank you so much. You guys have won my heart. Lasagna, pasta, mac and cheese, meatloaf. Come on, how can you not love those? But thank you so much. It's so great to be with all of you guys. And you know what? I couldn't think of a better time to be doing this class than now. Everybody's got the COVID-19 hips, right? Or 20 or 25. We're miserable with our bodies. We want to eat well, because when we eat well and we eat healthy, we're going to feel so much better. And going into the holidays, what we want to share today is you're not going to have to give up any flavor, anything during the holidays to really enjoy a good, heart-healthy meal. So I'm so excited. And I roped in my mama to do this with me. She's 92 years old. You're going to find out more about that. This woman, we've got a lot to learn from her, because she's been eating heart healthy all of her life, and now she's reaping the benefits. So really excited. I love cooking no matter where, whether it's on Zoom or in a kitchen. So happy to be here. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you, Jan. So we're going to start by watching a video that Jan and Momma recorded earlier to demonstrate the recipe. As the video is playing, please type any questions or comments you have into the chat box. Remember to send them and select that all panelists and attendees. After the video, I'll read the questions and Jan will be answering them for you. She's a wealth of information when it comes to cooking in a healthful way, so please ask questions. You can also save questions to the end if you want to type them later, so just put them in anytime. When we play the video, we're going to have the audio on our end set to the loudest. So if you need to make it louder or quieter, please adjust the audio on your device, whether it be the computer or a tablet or your phone. And with that, we're going to learn how to make rosemary balsamic roasted vegetables.
Now, before we get cooking, you got to wash your hands, get rid of all those germs. And so you want to wash your hands for at least 20 seconds. And so, Mama, you know what we could do?
What?
We could sing.
Oh, absolutely.
So how about happy birthday? That's about 20 seconds, right? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mama. Happy birthday to you. Excellent. Nice and clean. Good girl. Now we're ready to cook. Hi, everyone. I'm Jan Diatri, and I'm here with my mama. We love to cook together. We've been cooking together for so many years, and it's the holidays, and I know everybody's going to be in the kitchen cooking up something wonderful for Thanksgiving, but we want to make it a little bit more heart healthy for you this year because, Mama, the holidays, the calories go on, the fats and the rich foods, and we can't stop ourselves.
You're right, Jamie.
Right?
Absolutely.
So before we start cooking, first of all, I want to thank the American Heart Association and Aetna for making this cooking demonstration possible. Before we start cooking, I'm going to brag on this gal for a second. My mom is 92 years old, going on 16. Now, she's beautiful, but she's also super healthy. And Mom, through the years, you've done so many things right because you're 92, you're active, you golf, you hike, you walk, you play bridge. You're all there.
You're right.
Give us
First of
some
all,
secrets.
I am very active, and I like to be into activity. I've been in sport all my life, too. But as far as the eating, I don't eat fast food.
No fast foods.
I don't drink soda pop.
Okay.
I eat, most of the time, I do my own cooking anyway. And I eat in moderation, small amount. I eat often, every time I feel like it. I try to sleep 8 hours a day.
Wow.
Yes. And
Because when you don't sleep, everything goes
Exactly.
off. Your appetite, you don't know if you're hungry or not. You can't think clearly. You got to get those 8 hours.
you're right. And I try to walk almost every day.
So there's your blueprint for success right there. Eating in moderation, making sure that you're eating healthy foods, keep exercising, and then with your
Keep
bridge,
active. Very important. Keep active.
and keep your mind active too. Right.
Yes.
Awesome. There you go. I love that. I'm going to be like you when I grow up.
Well, you are doing great.
All right. So the holidays, yeah, they can sabotage us. And if we're trying to stay healthy and fit, it can, it can put some pounds on you. So we're going to give you some ideas to put some beautiful foods on your Thanksgiving table that are healthy, heart healthy, that will taste delicious. And we're going to start with vegetables, okay?
By the way, I love vegetables. Vegetable is one of my very favorite foods.
Now, you've changed a lot through the years because coming from Italy, for some reason, you guys would cook the heck out of vegetables. I remember as a little girl, the broccoli would be like mush, too much. You cook it too much. You cook all the nutrients out. But you've learned through the years that we can cook, we can roast them, we can steam them, keep all the nutrients, right?
Absolutely.
So the first thing we're going to do is we've got a beautiful medley of fresh veggies that we're going to roast. All right, Mama, let's talk about what we have here. First of all, we've got carrots.
The carrots.
Yeah, Mama, carrots are rich in vitamins, minerals, and fiber. They're a great source of antioxidants, and they help your eyesight. Beets are wonderful. They reduce blood pressure, lower blood sugar, they enhance brain activity, they promote healthy bones, and they're good carbs. Brussels sprouts, really high in iron and calcium, and they've got anti-inflammatory effects. I love turnips. They're a great source of vitamin B6, vitamin C, potassium, and super low in calories. Oh yeah, sweet potatoes. They're really high in fiber and they're rich in antioxidants. I love mushrooms, Mama. I think they're a superfood. They're rich in vitamin C, potassium, magnesium, and they're low in calories. Yeah, we both love onions, don't we? And they improve bone health. They're loaded with antioxidants and anti-inflammatories, and they've been known to help reduce the risk of cancer.
I love onions.
Me too. So we've got a beautiful array of veggies. Mom, I'm going to spray your tray with some 0-calorie cooking spray, okay? So this is not going to add any calories at all, and this is organic. It's avocado, coconut, and safflower spray. So that's what we want to do to put the base on. And now, Mom, I'm just going to have you start arranging the vegetables in the tray, and I'm going to go ahead and turn the oven up to 350 degrees. All right.
All right. So let's start putting the broccoli.
Okay. Or the cauliflower.
Right here.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's do some carrots.
Carrots. Look at that.
How about some onions?
Absolutely. Oopsie.
Beautiful. And now we want to do some mushrooms.
Absolutely. I love mushrooms.
Oh my goodness. Mushrooms are fantastic. That looks great, Mom. And how about some Brussels sprouts?
Oh, yes, of course.
And so what we did with the Brussels sprouts is we just cleaned them up and cut them in half.
You love sprouts, don't you?
I
You're
do.
doing a good job, too.
Well, thank you. And as you're noticing here, that we've got all the veggies cut up. And let's do the beets. We've got everything cut up in pretty much the same size because you want everything to cook at the same time, okay? So cook evenly so that one isn't cooked more than the other. And that is beautiful. So there we go. So that's a gorgeous array of vegetables. But you know what, Mama? It needs some seasoning. And we want it to be heart-healthy seasoning. So what do you say we put together a beautiful balsamic glaze? Let's do it. Okay. So we have a beautiful balsamic glaze that we're going to put together for you that's going to go over the vegetables. And it's just going to give it a great flavor. And they're all heart healthy. All right, Mama. So the first thing that goes in is a balsamic vinegar. What you want to do is find a balsamic vinegar. This one has 0 sodium, which is really great, really low in carbs, really low in sugar. So make sure that you're reading the label. This is a beautiful balsamic vinegar. And you can also find 0-calorie, 0-carb balsamic vinegars in the store right now. And that's good too. And they actually taste quite good. So the balsamic vinegar goes in now.
This beautiful gold. It is the best pure olive oil.
It is. So you want extra virgin olive oil.
Extra virgin olive oil.
This is where, when you're cooking with olive oil, you can get away with maybe not extra virgin, but for something like this with just a few ingredients, you want good extra virgin.
You have to use it.
The next thing we're going to do is let's put some minced garlic in here first, okay? So 2 cloves of minced or chopped fine garlic. Now, here's what we don't want you to do. You know what I'm going to say, don't you?
Yes.
You can find fresh garlic all the time, all year round. Do not buy the jars of minced garlic in the grocery store. Why? Because it's going to ruin your dish. It doesn't even taste like garlic, Mom. It's got a bite. It's acidic. It doesn't even taste like garlic. So why would you do that? Just get fresh garlic and mince it.
I always do.
Okay, so that's 2 cloves of garlic. And now we've got a little bit of onion powder right there. That goes in. So herbs and spices, use them as much as you want to season your vegetables. It's not adding any calories. And a lot of the spices are actually superfoods. They're good for you. Little salt and pepper. Yeah. So just maybe, you know, to taste, I've just got 1/4 of a teaspoon of each here. And then, see, that's real cooking. That's what happens. That's what happens when you're cooking. Right? And a little bit of pepper. We'll just throw that in. Now, you know what this is, Mom?
No.
So this is monk fruit. If you want a little sweetener, now balsamic vinegar is sweet, but if you want to add more sweetener, you don't want to add sugar. This is monk fruit, and it's 0 calorie.
Gives a little sweetness.
It doesn't. It's all natural. It's made from a fruit. It's made from a plant, and they call it monk fruit because in the 13th century, the monks grew this plant.
Wow.
So let's go for a little sweetener, right? You don't need a lot.
Yeah.
Just a little 1/2 teaspoon right there. All right. So I'm going to move this aside. Oh, rosemary. Good call. A little bit of rosemary. I'm going to give you a tip that you haven't even seen yet. Are you ready for this? Sometimes herbs can be a little pesky to pull off the stem and chop. Well, Mom, these came from my garden.
Oh, yes.
And
I have a beautiful garden.
I've got the colander.
Yes.
Watch this. I'm going to just feed the rosemary right through and watch. Zip.
Wow.
Look.
We live and learn.
Look, let's do it again.
Wow.
So you're just going to push it through the hole, right? And then as you push it through, look at that. It just captures all of the rosemary.
Fantastic.
Isn't that neat?
You really don't need it too much.
No, you really don't need too much, but I love that tip. Okay, Mama, so now all you have to do is whisk this up, and we're going to pour it right over our veggies. Okay? All right. This is such a great way to prepare veggies in a big, beautiful platter for the holidays. And once we put this in the oven, we've got another way to cook the veggies for you. Beautiful. All right. And I'm going to have you just brush that on there. And our oven is nice and hot and ready to go. I would say you want to cook these for about 45 minutes to an hour at 350 degrees. You want to get that beautiful char on there. That looks good. And you know what, Mom? That smells so good. So we've got the rosemary, the balsamic, the olive oil, some herbs. We've got the onion powder, salt, pepper. We've got the sweetener with the monk fruit.
All my favorite veggies.
I know, and I know, Mama, I know that you make veggies a staple. I know that you were always a steak gal. You love a good New York steak, but you've kind of cut back on a lot of red meat in the last few years, haven't you?
I think it's good for you not to eat too much meat.
Right. Yeah. And you know, the other thing that I love about what you do, Mom, as far as your eating habits, is you do eat a lot of little meals during the day, but moderation.
Exactly.
You know, you don't have a great big platter of food.
You're right.
You kind of have to go slow.
So almost like a snack.
Right.
I guess it's what our body needs, Janet. You know, as you grow old, you eat less and you eat better and good food.
Right, exactly. And you know, Mama was saying that she loves to exercise, and that's going to help you sleep too, to get those 8 hours. Oh, that looks spectacular. All right, look at that, everyone. There's your roasted veggies for Thanksgiving. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, this is going to go in the oven. Put that right in there. And while we're waiting for those to roast, we want to show you one of our new favorite ways to cook veggies. While our vegetables are roasted, Mama and I, we're a little late to the party because steam baskets have been around for a long, long time, but we just discovered them this year. I love cooking veggies in a steamer basket.
I learned to do it too, and now I love it.
It's amazing, and it's so easy. So a steamer basket is just basically, you can get 2 or 3 levels. You can do 2 stacks or 1 stack. And what you're going to do is put parchment paper on here, put all the vegetables that you like, put the lid on it. And then what you need, now this is a 10-inch. So you want to get something that's 12-inch So that sets right in the cast iron skillet or a 12-inch skillet with about an inch of water. Done on the cooktop. 8 or 10 minutes later, well, let me set this one aside. Now, let me just tell you something about the steam baskets. You can pay all kinds of different prices. I mean, some places in Arizona have them for $50. You can get them for $12 in a lot of places or online. So don't spend a lot on a steamer basket, right? But Mom, you go ahead and lift it off and let's show everybody we've been cooking this. Look at these veggies.
Oh, beautiful.
Aren't these gorgeous?
And the smell.
So Mom, I'm going to have you just do a beautiful display of the steamed veggies. When you're cooking like this, sometimes the natural flavor of the veggies is all you need. Now, you can definitely salt and pepper them, use a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, maybe some of that balsamic drizzle that with the glaze that we made, or just salt and pepper. But I love, look at the beautiful veggies, Mom. What's nice about the steamer basket is it retains all of the nutrients, all of the color, and all of the flavor, okay? So you're getting full on heart-healthy veggies. Look at how pretty, and look at how bright they are. And a lot of times when you're steaming vegetables, they sort of get drab looking, but these are bright and gorgeous. So that's another method. Nice. See, I could make a meal out of just these.
Me too.
Right? And Mommy, you love good veggies, don't you?
And the onions. Oh, I love this.
Okay, yes. So while we're talking about onions, I'm just going to grab some over here. Let's talk about onions for a second. Okay, so Mom, we have 2 onions here. We have a sweet yellow onion and a brown onion. What's the difference?
The difference is these are sweet and better and more flavor and a little higher in price.
Okay, so when you're choosing an onion, go for the sweet yellow onion. Yep, you're going to pay probably $1.49 a pound versus 69 cents a pound for the brown. It is so worth it, especially when you're only using a few ingredients, when you only have a few items. Make them good. Sweet yellow onion, hands down, every time.
I always use it with my salad. Always.
Always, exactly. So sweet yellow onion. Whoops. All right, Mom, that looks beautiful. All right, I think our roasted veggies are done. Should we take a look?
Absolutely.
Okay. Mama, look at this.
Wow.
Roasted veggies are
Wow.
done.
Oh my Lord.
Aren't these
How
beautiful?
Beautiful.
So heart healthy, heart healthy,
Wow.
heart healthy, heart healthy veggies in that beautiful balsamic olive oil, rosemary, onion powder, salt, pepper glaze. Beautiful.
How can you not do this?
I love it. All right. How
Wow.
about if you plate them up? Because I can't wait to taste them. It's hot. Be careful here, Mama. There you go. All right. Very careful. Beautiful. So we got the beets that are so, so good for you.
I love beets.
I do too. And what's really neat is that now you've got all sorts of different colors of beets. And there goes the Brussels sprouts. We just clean them up and we cut them in half. And that was all there is to that. Beautiful. And we've got those onions. And look at how beautiful and crispy the onions got. Love that. I would have probably cooked a lot more onion. I love them because that just adds the crunch and the sweetness. The little carrots, look at the little baby organic carrots. So we've got the purple carrots, the red carrots, yellow carrots. So nutritious. And cauliflower, superfood. I mean, cauliflower has really become quite the star of the vegetable world with rice cauliflower, chips, you name it. Beautiful, Mom. That looks great. All right, can we taste it? I love that. That's just, it's pretty. You know, you eat with your eyes,
Can't
right?
wait to put this food in my mouth.
Right, that looks so, so good. And you know what? For the holidays, instead of filling up on the fattening casseroles, fill up on veggies that are going to give you beautiful antioxidants and vitamins, potassium, magnesium, minerals. All right, Mama, I'm going in.
All right, let's go for it.
Mmm. Oh, the flavor.
Delicious.
Oh my gosh.
Goodness. Mm,
The flavor is amazing. The balsamic.
I can taste all the spices.
Mm-hmm. The extra virgin olive oil comes through. That rosemary. We didn't overdo it on the rosemary, just a little bit. Nice and crunchy. You know, you don't want them mushy. The mushrooms, superfood, low in calories. Oh, mm.
Mm.
I love this dish, and it's simple and it's easy. And the steamed veggies, I think between either the steamed or the roasted, you've got a beautiful side for Thanksgiving.
Oh,
Thank you so much to Aetna and the American Heart Association for allowing us to do this cooking demonstration for you. Eat in moderation. Watch, read the labels. Make sure that you're getting low sodium and low sugar foods, fresh vegetables, a little salt and pepper, fresh herbs.
for you, senior, stay healthy, do the exercise, and don't worry. Enjoy it whatever time we have left.
That's right. But we're not done yet, okay? In just a little bit, we're going to tackle dessert the heart healthy way.
But this is delicious. This should be in our diet every single day.
I agree.
Excuse me. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Jan and Mama. That looked delicious and easy to make. I've roasted vegetables at home before, but I never thought to add a glaze. And I think I'll be eating a lot more vegetables by doing that. I've even been nervous about buying fresh herbs and seeing that trick on how to get the rosemary leaves off. I think I'm going to try it now. I'm feeling a lot more confident. And hopefully all of you guys attending are feeling a little more confident in the kitchen now too. So we're going to start with some questions for Jan. First question we had was from Carol. Is some red wine a part of Mama's daily routine?
Oh, well, excuse me. I'm going to say no, not a little red wine, a lot of red wine. Because Mama loves her wine. She cooks with a little and then she'll sip a little. She has always been a believer that a nice glass of red wine every day is gonna enrich your blood. It's gonna make you happier. You're Italian, so we grew up with a nice glass of wine. But yeah, she swears by it, definitely. And somebody was asking about the leftovers. And what we did with some of the leftovers when we made this dish is Mama made the most beautiful pot of minestrone soup. All the flavors are there. All you do is put them in the pot. You can add some vegetable broth or chicken broth or beef broth, maybe a little couple tablespoons of tomato paste. Wow, you've got a minestrone soup with all the flavor from the roasted veggies too. So that's a great way to use some of those leftover veggies. Or you can do a frittata the next morning with some eggs, cheese.
Those are great ideas. Thank you, Jan. We have another question that was about healthy fats. What kind of fats are the healthiest to cook with?
Well, that we talked about the extra virgin olive oil, which is, I'm not a nutritionist, but what I've always heard is that extra virgin olive oil. We also use avocado oil, which is another good fat, and it burns clean. You hear chefs talk about a high smoke point. What happens with avocado oil is you can actually saute and it won't burn the food. So avocado oil is a great option. I don't know the American Heart Association stand on butter, but maybe a little butter, just a tiny bit for flavor. And we talked about salted versus unsalted butter and how we always use unsalted, because not only can you control your salt, but also unsalted butter is butter that's older than fresh butter. So they sell it in the store and the salt added to it is a preservative. So why not use the freshest if you can? So, and then nuts are, if you're using a crusted salmon or something, some good almonds or something like that is a really good fat.
I was saying, and mentioning the salt, you had told me that before. I had no idea that the salted butter meant that it was older. So I always got unsalted because I know it was less salt, but it's good to know that too. But also we have questions about salt. We hear that salt is bad for us. So does that mean we shouldn't be using it in our cooking?
We need salt. You know, we absolutely have got to have salt. I think that there's so, if I mentioned read the labels, there's so, as everyone that's watching this obviously knows, that there's a lot of salt in the ingredients that we buy. That's why we stay away from processed foods as much as we can. One of the really weird things to buy is salad dressing. A lot of salt, a lot of sodium in those things, a lot of sugar, a lot of preservatives. So if you could make like a balsamic glaze or a great salad dressing at home, but just I would limit the salt because everything we eat has salt in it. But right, Corinne, we've got to have salt in our body.
Yeah, it's about the pinch. There were a lot of comments, everyone loving the steamer basket. Are there any other gadgets that you recommend to have in the kitchen? So the steamer basket is a must for vegetables and having a different way of cooking them, but what else do you recommend?
Yeah, and just to mention about the steam basket, I bought this at Cost Plus World Market for $14. Some other high-end kitchen gadget stores are selling them for $50. You can go online to Amazon and get one for $12, and you can get the single or the double. And I'm telling you what, with chicken, seafood, vegetables, this is the way to go. It's great. Other gadgets, a sharp knife. Make sure that you have a good sharp chef's knife. Most kitchen accidents happen with a dull knife, because what you try to do is you try to force cutting and you end up cutting yourself. So make sure you get a good sharp knife, keep them sharp, and then fingers in, always, make sure that you're cutting with your knuckles in. I always say knuckles in, save the skin. There's, as far as garlic, we talked about garlic. There's a garlic press that's our favorite. It's called the Xylus Suzy, Zyliss. It looks just like a lot of other garlic presses out there, but this one is great. You throw the whole garlic clove in there with the skin, and then it minces, and then all you do is pop out the skin and you're good to go. So that's a Xylus Suzy.
That's awesome. I know for myself, I discovered recently, because they've been having so many pineapples on sale, that there is actually a pineapple corer that you can get that you just twist, and it cores it out the middle, and it has everything in these nice, easy slices. And so my daughter and I have been able to eat a lot more pineapple as a result, fresh pineapple, because canned pineapples just got a bad taste.
I know that you had mentioned the Instant Pot. And people love the Instant Pot. I've always been afraid of it because I think as a little kid, my mom had that old-fashioned pressure cooker, and then it would bubble on top and it would make all kinds of noises. And I used to have nightmares that it would explode in my face. So when I see the Instant Pot, I just think, oh my gosh, but I know people love it. They absolutely love it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm not gonna lie, my husband is the one who uses it mostly because I'm nervous too. My grandma had the very old school dangerous kind. The new ones, and just people know, have a lot of safety features, so they're designed much more safely. But definitely, if you are going to buy an Instant Pot, to do your research on the brand, because not all brands are equal, to make sure you find it nice and safe.
And then one last kitchen gadget that I want to tell you about is the spiralizer, because zoodles are so popular. This thing, you can get a small spiralizer or a big one, but it just makes beautiful zoodles, or you can do all kinds of veggies with it. So I think the spiralizer is not, I'm not a gadget person, I'm a great utensil person. And I think the spiralizer is a good utensil, not just a gadget.
Perfect. We have a question about the measurements on the ingredients, and I had typed into the chat box. We're going to send an email out today afterwards, and it's going to have the full recipe with all of the information and details on how to make the balsamic glazed vegetables, as well as the recording of this session. So you will be able to rewatch the video whenever you want, as well as these tips and suggestions at the end. So we will be having that for you guys. Any other questions we have in the chat box? A lot of people are hungry now. At 9:40 in the morning, wanting lunch.
We did mention that we're going to do a dessert, and that's for next week. So that's going to be a really great one. Michelle had mentioned nothing beats fresh vegetables. And, I completely agree. And that's why we mentioned that. I never want to diss a company or a product, but that garlic in a jar is just stay away from that, because it just adds a really kind of a nasty flavor to your food, and you just want the freshness to come through.
How do you recommend grating the garlic if it might be hard for someone, if there's arthritis or something like that? How is a good way to grate it so you can have that fresh?
Yeah, you can actually just take a microplane and you can just grate it very simply. That's, you know, or chop it, but the microplane is really great. Somebody had mentioned, asked about the steamer basket, and I can't remember what the question was. If you could repeat that question for me, I'd love to answer that.
They were asking just about that they thought it was awesome and a great Christmas gift idea, and they were asking where you got it. So
yeah, that's an awesome idea. I love that. In fact, I'm going to actually take that advice and I'm going to give these as Christmas presents for the home cook, because this is going to be super, super, they're going to use it a lot. Yeah.
And there was another question, is the steamer basket made of wood? Lisa is asking.
That's what it is. It's bamboo. And so bamboo is amazing because it's antibacterial. It is the strongest fiber on the planet, so it's going to hold up, so you can use it and use it and use it. Yeah, so it's bamboo, so it's going to just keep everything really nutrient dense, and it's going to hold up for you. I absolutely love it. And the reason I put the parchment paper, especially if you're cooking with seafood, you don't want to impart that smell in the bamboo. So I just use parchment paper for everything. And this thing is steaming in my kitchen all the time. I love it. And it's so inexpensive. Yeah.
Because the second question is, how do you clean it? And so you recommend putting the parchment paper, so then that way it is easier to clean. And
yeah, you don't even have to clean it. Just let it dry. Make sure that, because it's gonna be wet for quite some time. So just let it sit out on your counter. Let it dry. Don't put it in the dishwasher. Don't put it in the sudsy water. You don't need to do that. Just rinse it out. Let it dry, and then put the lid on, and you're ready to go for the next time.
Yeah, I would say parchment paper is very useful.
Oh boy, is it ever! Absolutely.
All right, so we've got the questions on the steamer and the wooden. Any other questions? I know folks have been typing.
I do.
Great tips.
I mentioned my very favorite, and maybe next week I will have it in front of me. I didn't even think to do it this time, but one of my very favorite kitchen tips of all time, if not my favorite, is to create a greenhouse in your own refrigerator. You know, we pay a lot of money. If you're not growing it, you're paying a lot of money for basil, a lot of money for rosemary, and the recipes call for maybe 1 or 2 tablespoons. Then what do you do with the rest? You let it sit in the refrigerator and rot, and then you throw it out. You can create a greenhouse in your refrigerator, and those herbs will last for months. All you do is you get a jar or a glass, fill it with water, put your herbs in there. It could be parsley, rosemary, basil, sage, whatever you use. Just put the stems in there and then cover it with a Ziploc bag, put a rubber band around it, put it in your refrigerator. You will notice the condensation happens with the steam, with the inside the bag, and that creates your greenhouse effect. It's wonderful, and they will last in your refrigerator for months. You don't even have to change out the water. Just make sure that when you pluck off the herbs that you want, put the Ziploc bag right on top, seal it. You're going to be amazed, and hopefully next week I'll have it in front of me so you can see it.
That's a great tip. Then the quick question, how long should the veggies steam in a steamer like that?
So it depends on how you like them. I like the veggies to be just slightly crunchy. So I go for 8 minutes. What you want to do is, and the important thing is, this is a 10-inch basket, as I mentioned. You'll want at least a 12-inch skillet, and you're going to put about 1 inch of water. Keep watching the water because it's going to evaporate. So make sure that you always have 1 inch. But 8 minutes, you've got good, beautiful, crunchy vegetables that are cooked. Maybe 12, 15 minutes if you want them softened. Just lift off the top and poke it with a fork, and it's amazing. And like I said, retains all of the flavor, the nutrients, and the color, which is beautiful.
Do you ever make chicken in the steamer?
Absolutely. Chicken, salmon, any other piece of fish. You can do turkey. You can do any, sliced turkey, anything you want in there, and it's going to cook well.
Oh, great. And great tip on the little greenhouse in the fridge and keeping seasonings fresh and herbs fresh. All right, last call for questions. Thank you so much for all the advice and the tips, Jan. It's great just having you here to help us so that we can do a better job and try some new things at home that we were maybe a little nervous to try, but now we're feeling more confident and more excited to try.
I always say, don't stress. I think cooking should be recreational and it should be therapy. And it's wonderful. The kitchen is the only room in the home where all of the senses come alive. Smell, touch, taste, feel, it's all there. So your senses are already heightened. Just have fun and relax. I always say, look, there's 365 days a year, 3 meals. There's a lot of opportunity. If you make a mistake, who cares? Just you've got 2 more chances that day and 3 more the next day. So just have fun with it. Don't stress.
That is a great point. There's always, every now and then, there might be a meal that doesn't turn out the way we want, but we can always try again because there's, again, plenty more meals left to be making.
With meal prepping becoming so popular, I like to just make a big batch, and then you've got these really great containers that you can just, put them in there and portion control, and then stick them in the freezer, and then cook it once and then enjoy it all week long.
Yeah, that's perfect. Those are great questions. Thank you again, Jan, for sharing your cooking tips. And thank you again to Aetna Medicare Solutions for helping make this Cooking with Heart with Active Adults class possible. We're so grateful to have your support in providing nutritional education to the community. After we conclude today, all attendees will receive an email from the Heart Association thanking you for participating. Included will be that recipe for the Rosemary Balsamic Roasted Vegetables, as well as a link to a feedback survey. Please take a couple of minutes to fill out the survey and share what you liked today and what we can do better next time. And don't forget to join us next week, Friday, November 13th at 9 a.m. as Jan and Momma will be featuring apple bread pudding and tips on healthy desserts. If you haven't signed up already, we're going to have the link in that email as well to make it super easy for you.
Bye, everybody. Happy holidays.
And before we go real quick, we have one last video to inspire you today.
Our son is studying pre-med. He told me walking was a way to keep my brain and heart healthy. He's a smart kid. So I took his advice, went outside, and got moving again. I even started a weekend walking club with some of the other moms from the neighborhood. I'm walking more than I have in years and feeling better than ever. Enjoying another 40 years with my family and friends. That's why I'm choosing to stay active.
Thank you again, everyone, and thank you, Aetna. Have a wonderful day, and we hope to have you back next week as we go into holiday desserts. Thank you.